Yeah, we don't hear it, bro.
What?
What up? What up? We're here live in studio for Paradise Valley Podcast, episode number 2. I'm here joined by Pat Jamross.
What's happening?
From Great Barrington, D. Brown.
Oh, what's up, boys? Episode
Live, bro, we're live. And in-studio producer, CeeDees.
Show his face this week. There he is.
There he is. All right. So, boys, week 1, what do you think? Ross, how'd you wake up this morning?
I was hoping to move on to week 2, but we'll rehash it. It was pretty devastating. I talked to D. Brown earlier in the day, and I said, we'll see what fans said at halftime, but I really don't want to stay up the whole game. And what do you know? I needed 1.4 points out of him at halftime, and he doesn't even get a look. It's 1:30. I'm wide awake because they had the ball with 17 seconds left down, passing. So I was like, he might get it here. So I'm all wired. And it's just a tough way to start the season, but it's only week 1. We had the 3rd most points. We're looking like a solid team. We lost to a competitor in Caleb. He'll be around at the end of the way. Like, if that's a loss to a guy like Dapson, then it's like maybe it's time to pack it in. But, it was 2 hard teams going at it. Whoever was going to take that loss at the end of the night had a heartbreak. And unfortunately, it had to be me. The Monday night luck for me has just been terrible the past couple of years. I feel like I've had 5 or 6 matchups come down to within 10 points, needing a guy to do good for me or bad for them, and it just doesn't go my way. So that's why I will not be playing anyone Monday night this week.
Classic rivalry.
What'd you think?
What did you say?
Week 1, what'd you think?
I think it was a great week across the valley. Like Ross said, heartbreak. I mean, someone had to have the heartbreak, and it happened to be him. I had that matchup last week talking about it, and I picked the winner. I did pick the Warriors. Warriors pulled it out, and they're 1-0. And it was definitely epic. I went to bed at halftime. I mean, I stayed up for a little bit of it, and I went to bed at halftime, and I was like, Ross has got this one. What a comeback win. I mean, but fans just didn't get it done. I don't really know what happened in the second half. But, I mean, other than that matchup, we touched on that one. Just another epic one with Sheehan and Dim. Came right down to the wire. Ross was saying he's had some bad luck on Monday nights. I remember last year it was me and Sheehan week 1, and it was, I think, Jared Cook, tight end for the Saints. Sheehan ended up beating me by like 0.6 last year, week 1. So this year he gets the bad end of the stick, short end of the stick against Dim. I didn't see the second half. Did Derrick Henry score a touchdown in that one or no?
No, they just ran the ball to him all game. He had like 32 carries, and he had like a 4-yard carry before they kicked a field goal. And I guess that's what put him over the edge because he just beat Dim. Yeah, 0.3.
Just some tough yardage out of Henry getting it done. So again, good week in the valley. I took a tough loss to Lane, highest scorer. That's definitely tough facing the highest scorer, but I think it was a good week 1.
Yeah, for sure. Jumping back, I guess the first game, me and Ross, I went to bed like you, D. I was thinking I lost, and Fant was looking good. I think he had 5 catches, 4 of them were over 15 yards in the first half. I don't know what they were thinking going away from him. Things had the ball a lot in the second half, but damn. I like the way my team played. Carson Wentz did not get it done. I don't know if he's going to be my quarterback for much longer. Got to figure something out there, but like my team. I like where
we're – I was thinking about that too. Definitely a big question with Wentz. I don't know if he's really a good fantasy producer. I mean, he doesn't really have too many weapons, and their running backs are banged up.
I've had him a lot in fantasy, and he does that all the time where he'll have 2 TDs in the first half, and then he's throwing picks, taking stupid fumble sacks. I don't know. He'll light it up, but for the most part, he stays in the he stays in the teens. That's what I found. The
one thing I did see with your matchup, I don't know if we have the numbers up from last weweek, but it was a lot of I think it was 3 or 4 big hits on Charles' team. It was Ridley and Jacobs, and I think one other that just went off. And then the rest of the team, they weren't duds, but they weren't they didn't double digits and everything. There was a couple guys that had 9, and then there was a couple of just big hitters.
My kicker and defense didn't do much. I mean, A-Rob just requested a trade too. That's the other thing.
That's true. Actually, I think it was a Calvin Ridley like garbage time TD, his second TD. Calvin
Yeah,
Ridley
he had a couple of nice ones.
towards the end of the game. Yeah.
It was another Monday
Matchup.
night game. The Sandman Mac game ended up being more interesting than most people thought because
True.
Connor got hurt. So that was a tight one. I don't know if that was next in line, but
Yeah, let's just go to the next one, Dap.
Yeah, we're all over the place, but
Yeah, I don't know where we are now.
I know it's tough to follow it, but yeah, I mean, James
I see it. We're on the DAP matchup. I mean, Juju made it seem closer than it was, but damn, DAP's team looked rough week one with Chubb and Eckler, who were supposed to be some bell cows, not really getting the carries that and touches that you thought they were going to get. And then, I mean, Delvin Cook kind of picked up right where he left off. I really don't get Kirch in the group like boasting about Cam Newton over Russ. Like, dude, he had more points than him. Like, cool, he had 25 points, but you still started the guy who had 6 less points. It just doesn't make sense.
Paul was saying you could use some RB depth, wide out depth. I mean, just it doesn't make sense. You definitely after that week one performance can't be saying, I don't want to be hearing anything else about that. It's like, come on, you probably will be as the season goes on.
And we'll see with JT, like Jonathan Taylor, he looks good now, but Kirch's running back depth is not great. And even his wide receiver depth behind his top 3 is a little questionable. So sure, he's got 2 great QBs, but I see him making a move soon. And yeah, I need a QB. Sure.
That's the way kind of that Kirch works too. He likes to make moves. He doesn't want to just sit on his hands. But I mean, I don't know. Jonathan Taylor, it's like he has the potential to be a beast because the Colts O-line is like it's nasty, but he's still a rookie. So it's like, how much can the rookie produce? So we'll see. I don't know if
they seem to have some trust in Hines too.
Yeah, that's true. They do. They definitely do. They used him a lot right there week one.
2 touchdowns. And I agree, Ross. Last point on this matchup, Eckler and Chubb, Dap's going to need him to turn around for sure. He's going to have any hope. Let's jump to the next one, though. Lane, the high scorer, we'll have him on here in a little bit.
Yeah, this was a tough one for me. I mean, it's definitely, like I said earlier, it's tough facing the highest scoring team. But I had a couple of holes in my lineup, my tight end and Cooper Kupp, who I'm definitely banking on to be more reliable going forward. He definitely kind of put up a dud for me. I think he had like 4 or 5 catches, like I think 50 or 60 yards. Robert Woods stole the show, and it looks like maybe Woods is going to be Jared Goff's favorite target. So we'll see about Cooper Kupp. And Evan Ingram, I don't know, man. It's like Dap was saying, he ran the wrong route, but he was still wide open. It's like I don't have faith in the Giants. So we'll see what I'm going to do with Evan Ingram.
The scary thing to think about for the CeeDees TDs is they put up 145 points, most by 20, and Saquon Barkley had 6 rushing yards. So it could be scary to see what that team. I said it last week on the pod. He definitely has the best running back, wide receiver, tight end combination with Barkley, Adams, and Kelsey. So if Josh Allen is getting those rushing TDs like that, he could be a scary team.
Yeah, Josh Allen, like you were against him a little bit, but I think Josh Allen has potential to be like a Lamar type thing last year. Josh Allen has the combination of he's got a good wide out and he runs, like he's got a running potential. I think Josh Allen could be a top 5 QB for Lane. But I mean, the Broncos just had Phillip Lindsay go down, so Melvin Gordon's role could increase. I just don't think I have like looking at his roster. Yeah, he definitely put up a shit ton of points. Devontae Adams and Saquon are studs. But it's like, can Will Fuller stay healthy and can DJ Chark stay consistent all year? So I don't know about that. He still has a couple holes to me.
We'll keep this conversation rolling when we talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I great points. C-Mac and Sandman. This was a great one. This one got low-key close when Connor got hurt. As Ross was saying, Pittsburgh's D, I think, was at 12 points. They ended at 10, but if they had dropped, I don't know, another late touchdown if Giants had got one of those onside kicks, could have been wild. But Sandman squeaks it out.
Sandman got to be feeling good pulling this one out with Connor going down.
Yeah, it's gotta be good when Sandman's the 7th highest scorer and he gets to sneak out a W. That's always a sweet feeling moving on to week 2 to get a cheap one like that. But I mean, we questioned Mac taking Lamar that early. He put up 27. That's a great week. Zeke put up 26, and he can't even break 100. That's pretty bad. I think that kind of shows that he may have not drafted as well as he might have thought he did. We got Bell going down. He may be big on Malcolm Brown, but who knows with that Rams backfield. That was Malcolm Brown's best game ever. So I think there's some problems in the champions corner this year. Sandman, I don't know about his RB depth that he's been raving about. We all said this about Connor, and what do you know? He got hurt in the first half. And then really behind Carson and Kamara, there's not much.
Lindsey got hurt too.
Yeah, Lindsey also got hurt, yes. So, I mean, it's good to sneak out a win. It's always good to be 1-0, but I think there is some concerns for the Sandman, especially with Matty Stafford having a pretty average week.
Definitely. I want to see. I mean, we put the pressure on C-Mac. We were saying last week he did win the ring, but it's like, was it a fluke? So we'll see what he can do now with some adversity his way. See how he can actually coach his team. Last year it was set it and forget it. Now it's like you're gonna have to make some moves, man. So we'll see.
My bold prediction will touch on both these teams. Let's get right into it. I guess I can start off. And I was looking at it week 1, man. I just feel like RB depth is going to be fucking huge. Like, bigger than past years. Like, having 2-3 studs you can put in is huge. Just looking at some of the teams, C-Mac, he's got Elliott. Then he's got, like, Malcolm Brown. Who knows if he's going to get the most touches in that backfield every time. Fournette did not look good week 1. James White, Bell, who's hurt. That's it. That's his running back crew. Then you got Trev, who's got Kamara and Carson, solid. But then he's got Connor and Lindsey, who just got hurt, and then Darrell Williams. That's, I don't know. And then Sheehan with Jones, Mostert. That's solid. But Gurley, I don't know. I don't think Gurley's got a very high ceiling. And then Coleman backing up Mostert. That's a weak running back room as well. Those 3 teams, if they don't make moves, I think they're in trouble. I don't think they make the playoffs unless they add a top 10 running back at some point via free agency or trade.
Wow. Who was it again?
I like it.
T-Mac, Sheehan, and Trevor.
Okay.
So you would say those 3 have the bottom 3 RB rooms right now?
Looking around, there were some other teams I thought about including, but they had some guys with more upside. Looking at those 3, I was like, I don't see much hope if they don't make a big move via trade or find like gem in free agency.
I can see. I think I have a little bit more faith in Sheehan's RB room just than the other 2 teams. But
Sheehan's
we'll
a notch above the other. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I love Sheehan's behind Jones and Mostert.
Right. No, I can see it.
I'd also kind of say that like Dap's RB room and even mine might kind of fall into the lower tier. I'd say we're probably at like 5th or 6th right now, and even Kirch. But I definitely like both of your 2 teams' RB rooms right now, and then
who, me and Chaw?
Yeah, Rojo, it's his backfield.
Dude, I was waiting to say
solid. But
it's Rojo's backfield.
RB
see otherwise.
Definitely, it's always huge. But I agree, Hall. This year, it's massive because there's only so many stars. My prediction, I got 2 quick ones. My first one around players is there's going to be 3 rookie running backs that finish top 10. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jonathan Taylor, and J.K. Dobbins. I think Dobbins got 2 TDs. He didn't really get much besides that, but
yeah,
I think it's slowly going to become his backfield. Maybe an injury or something opens it up. And then Taylor with the Marlon Mack, one of the best offensive lines in the league. I think he's going to have a great year. And then my Valley projection is Max, the first team ever to go first to worst. He's going to finish in last.
We got to figure out his punishment at some point soon, too. But
we got to figure that out for sure.
All right, so my prediction, it was really tough. I didn't even know if I was going to come in here with a bold prediction. I'm not sure if this is a bold prediction, but it's not. It's going with C-Mac's team, and I guess it'll just go on with the narrative of him going first to worst. So I don't know what they finished last year. I wish I knew what their rankings were last year, but he does have 3 good receivers: Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, and Keenan Allen. Yeah. And I say all 3 of them, neither of them will finish in the top 10. I might even go out and make it top 12.
15 maybe.
I'm gonna go top 12 because Mike Evans has a chance, but I just feel like Brady's gonna fall in love with Godwin and the other little slot guys, and it's gonna be tough to find the same page as Evans at first, but they'll definitely figure it out. But I just don't think either one of those receivers.
Wow.
I like that.
Look at that name coming in.
Full proclamation.
We got him here.
Am I on?
He's in.
Turn that video on.
Why is it not on? No, I don't know how it works in. Oh, here we go.
What's up, Lane?
What's going on, boys?
I don't see the vid.
I see it now.
How's it feel to be highest score week 1?
Feels good. I think it's my first time ever, maybe. I don't know if I ever had one. And hard
I felt
work.
like there's a couple years you couldn't get over 100.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember that.
Yeah, that was
Look
rough.
at him.
I still can't. I can't see Lane for some reason. I can't see him. So
He's in here.
he's definitely in here.
So how you
Lane,
I'll
Lane,
hop-
that was an ass whooping on me week 1.
Yeah, I know. It felt good, though. It was a good matchup. I thought it was going to be a little tighter, but
Me too. I wish it was, but it was solid, definitely.
yeah, not bad. No. Looking forward to move forward.
Grogs.
Get some wins.
I'll hop right into it. There was a lot of narrative, mostly started by me, about get Grogs and the past and how you kind of were a walkover team. But it seems like you put together a squad. We were saying earlier in the show how you have maybe the best RB wide receiver tight end combination. What makes this year different for you?
So I think that just that the building blocks, I got to move forward. Got to find the right pieces to fill in. Obviously, my running backs are kind of looking weird, but, Saquon's ready to run some balls. Maybe that O-line can make one block. And, I'm looking for a top scorer every week, honestly.
Jesus.
were you
How much
worried
would that bring
about-
him? 14 weeks times 50? What's that bringing him? I don't know.
Big
A
payday.
good chunk.
I don't know.
Playing earlier, I was saying that a couple
It's
my
420
question
actually.
marks. How much is it?
420.
Wow, let's go. So
And
earlier I was
a
saying
jackpot on top of that, baby. Oof.
you definitely have a solid team, like Ross was saying, the 3 building blocks. And then Josh Allen, he has massive potential, I think, for fantasy. He might not be like NFL worthy. I mean, like a stud in NFL, like a top 5 in the NFL. But I think for fantasy, he can just shit out fantasy points. But there was a couple question marks, like with Will Fuller, always his health, and then DJ Chark. So I just don't know if those holes are going to hold you back or not. But do you have any and maybe you're going to be making any moves this season, try to fill out some holes?
Yeah, I definitely want to fill out some holes. Will Fuller, he's going to go down with a hammy, maybe a calf or something.
Well, we-
Something.
Yeah, he's going to miss every week. He's going to be like, is he going to play? I don't know. But when he's going to play, he's going to get a touchdown. He's going to get 100 yards. He's going to look good out there. But yeah, I mean, Chark, he didn't look as good as I was hoping he was going to do down there. But, Minshew mania down there, you never know. So, I got the right pieces, I think. And, fill it out a little bit more. I think we're good.
Portland Sutton is a big piece on your bench, too. If Sutton can get healthy, he could be a top 15 wideout potentially.
100%. After watching Drew Lock, I mean, I believe in that guy out there in Denver. So,
Who else you got on your bench maybe that you feel confident about besides Sutton?
I'm liking Swift. Swift had an opportunity to score a touchdown late in that game and, boost his value there, but
Definitely.
dropped it. But,
Oh, tough way to start a career, that's for sure.
That was
yeah, that's
ugly.
tough.
That was literally a game winner right in his hands.
But, I also have Tariq Cohen, who I always feel like I have every year. But, you could break out here and there, little juke stick.
PPR, half PPR?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, backup quarterback Matty Ice. I know Sheehan's been trying to get his hands on him, but
Matty Ice, he always they just air raid offense. 450 passing yards week 1.
unreal. He was just, what do you have, 52 passes or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I remember they were like, Matt Ryan just passed his 51st of the game.
Yeah.
They're going to do it against Dallas next week, so.
Definitely. Julio Jones, hopefully they just find him. But, dude, they were peppering Russell Gage and Calvin Ridley. I'm sitting here like, Julio Jones, like you say you're going to make an effort to get him into the end zone. Come on.
Yeah, what they have,
He's
three
still at
different receivers over
150
100
yards.
Yeah, I
three
know, but
receivers
get him
over
in the
100
end zone.
yards. And I got the KKK freaking this week. I'm ready to win. So
Okay.
Oh, the killer kangaroos.
the Kangaroos. I don't know where he thought the KKK was good moniker there, but whew. Wow.
It slid through the valley for a week and no one noticed.
I didn't even realize he put Kittle onto that. I just so what? Who D mentioned it today? That was hilarious.
Ross brought it up first, I think.
One last question for you, Lane. You gonna have a similar trading philosophy that you've had in past years? You switching it up or? Yeah.
We'll see. I got a couple good I got a couple people offering for my my Saquon Barkley, so I probably won't be giving up any big time players. I don't want to make any too many blockbusters. Blockbusters aren't my thing. We'll keep D making his blockbusters, but we'll see.
I actually did send Lane a trade earlier, and he almost accepted it. That would have been a blockbuster, Lane.
How many people?
Remember the one that I sent?
To me? You sent me trash for Saquon.
It was a joke.
I won't say accept on accident. I'm also using this IBM trade assistant, like helping me out big time. Like this one, it wants me to acquire Le'Veon Bell. That's IR.
That's nice, dude.
That's value right there.
Yeah, value is a 4 out of 5. So gotta love it.
Anyone you want to shout out or any predictions before I have you go?
Celtics in 5. Let's go.
Let's go.
Love it.
Lane, number 2.
What?
You take that money line or what?
No, I don't bet anymore. I'm not a gambling man.
Lane, Trev hit you with that payment Swift this morning?
Yeah, dude. Right away. I loved it. Number 2 coming up clutch. I got you shout out to number 2 in the Valley. He's doing well out there.
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to the number 2 right now. He'll love to hear it.
Sandman, keep it up, kid.
All right, Lane. Thanks for coming. We'll talk to you soon.
See you, boys.
Good luck going forward.
All right, let's jump into it real quick. Over under.
We're keeping track this year, right? Let's get that $50 wager, I believe.
And I think that I ended in the lead, so I'll take the Venmo.
No, I was 100% in the lead.
I'm
and then
kidding.
All right,
we stopped keeping track.
$20
No,
each.
we're not gonna. I mean, are we gonna do it every week from now on? Or are we just gonna do it like every couple?
Every
Maybe
week.
every other.
Well, we can just go through them more quick.
Whenever we do it, we keep track of it.
All right, I like that. Yeah.
Go, D.
All right, I'm up first. Yeah. So this is over first.
Yes.
I got Chris Godwin this week projected for 13.7. Like I was saying earlier about Mike Evans not finishing in the top 10 wideouts this year. I think that Brady is just going to love Godwin, and he's going to feed him this week. It's going to be no different. They're playing the Panthers, who are just a god-awful defense, and I think Godwin's going to go off. I mean, just looking at the wide receivers after week 1, it seems like they're scoring a lot more in half PPR. For sure, the wide receivers' value's up definitely. Like Devontae Adams had 30-something. So I think Godwin's going to go over 13 easily this week. Bounce back game for the Bucs.
Love that.
I like it. I'm going with Austin Eckler. I believe it was 12.8. I've been trying to get him from depth this morning. The Chiefs, I just think game flow, they're going to be down. They're going to be passing the ball. That's just right up Eckler's alley. He might have 7-8 catches. He's going to be a big factor in the passing game. They didn't really pass it that much last week just because of how the game was going. But the Chiefs are going to be up big, and they're going to be dropping it down to him, doing some screens and stuff. I think he has a 20-plus week.
Dap would love it.
Yeah, stock up graph because it's his guy too. My guy, Joey Football, playing tomorrow night. He's going to go off. Going against Browns, primetime football, tough loss, bad offensive pass interference call. Maybe not bad, but I didn't like it. Just first game, just tough to lose like that. I think he is coming to play, going to crush 16 points.
QBs. Charles loves the QB overs for money.
Battle for Ohio.
Let's
Joey
go.
Football tomorrow night.
I like Burrow. Burrow's a stud.
All right, let's do unders.
All right, so am I starting us off on the unders?
Yeah.
I kind of forget who my under was. So, yeah, my under is Joe Mixon.
A lot of confidence in it.
I have full confidence in this. Joe Mixon, he's a woman beater, first off. I'm not a fan of Joe Mixon, really. Maybe Burrow will go off, but last week, what did he have last week? I'm not even too sure what he had last week, but it wasn't great.
5-6, he fumbled.
Yeah, he fumbled. I don't know. Joe Mixon to me is not a back that what he got paid as for sure. Definitely not the back that he got paid as. I think he's overrated, and I definitely think the Browns, they're going to be stingy, looking to get back in the win column, and I think they have a better defense than what they showed last week. Lamar is just a stud. The Ravens are good. I don't know. I think Joe Burrow will be airing it out, hitting Charles over, and Nixon will be hitting my under.
I think you're going over too.
Oh.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it in matchup. Need this to go under, but we got Kenyon Drake, almost 15 points. That Washington defensive front looked ferocious. They put a lot of draft picks into that. Chase Young, I think he's going to be in a couple of years. He'll be a top 5 player in the league. He's a star. I think they shut down the run. I think Washington's better than most people think this year. I don't know. I'm not really sold on Dwayne Haskins, but I think that defense is legit, especially the rush defense. So I think Drake throws up an absolute dud. Same with the Rockers. I think the Pirates get to 1-1 like they deserve. So,
Oh, Kenyon, man, prove us why you were that second round pick. Let's go.
No bias there at all from Rossi. I'm going Malcolm Brown. I don't love him. I don't think he's going to be the guy every week. I see a lot of Cam Akers emerging. Ross has 3 top 10 rookies. I think he could be a top 20 guy. Malcolm Brown's been in the league 5 or 6 years. He's been nothing special. I don't think he's all of a sudden a top back for a great team.
I mean, I can.
Against a good Eagles run D. I don't like it.
I agree. I'm pretty sure Malcolm Brown was undrafted, if I'm correct. And
Yeah, he's just been a good backup.
In the past 2 years, they spent 2 second-round draft picks on running backs, and now they're going to run the undrafted guy. He's just all of a sudden going to lead the backfield. It's like it's going to end up going to one of these second-round picks.
It's the guy they trust now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's week 1. He's got the most trust. It was Sunday night. Cam Akers didn't look too great. Henderson's been hurt. It made sense why he was getting all the carries. He was doing good, but I agree. There's way more talent in the other guys, and they'll eventually see the field more.
Rams could be a sneaky team this year. I mean, dude, they've got a decent defense. Ramsey and Donald, and then they got some wide
Donald's
outs.
literally in the backfield every single play.
Dude, he's a stud.
He's so good.
The Rams could be sneaky.
All right, let's jump to week 2 previews. Hard to believe, already jumping into week 2, but I mean, it starts in 48 hours, so let's get right into it. I'll take
You got this one.
I got it. So C-Mac and Dap, pretty close projections, as you can see right here. I really think, looking at it, that it's going to – C-Mac's matchups are great besides Brown. I just highlighted that I don't like him, but Elliott against the Falcons, I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. Lamar Jackson, chalk it up for at least 25. Evans, good matchup. We'll see how he's feeling. Allen, Diggs, I like both those guys' matchups against – Casey, good, obviously, but I can see them throwing the ball a lot, and then Diggs against Miami. So I like Mac. But I will give Dap some credit. I think he's got a chance here. I think, does he go Drew Brees or Tom Brady? That's going to be a big decision for him each week. Obviously, like we've been talking about, he needs Eckler and Chubb to turn it around. But Juju and Cooper looked pretty good. I like those, and Andrews as well. Those 3 looks like plug-and-play guys. AJ Green, we'll see if he's going to be the AJ Green of old. How did he do the other night or the other day?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Dap actually texted me
starting
today.
Flex Dap?
Dap said bold prediction. He's Dap. Tell him what you told me today over text.
Bold prediction of this year from your producer is that AJ Green is going to return to the AJ Green of old and be a top 10 wideout.
Let's go, Dap.
That's fully buying into Joey football.
He's got Joey football there. A little pass interference bullshit call at the end of the game stopped him from getting – he would have had 14 if he got that. He still had 7 points, 60 yards or something like that. He'll be good.
Yeah. 9 targets.
Oh, AJ, stay healthy.
So I'm gonna give the advantage here to C-Mac just because he's got the stars, but I think it's going to be a close one, as the projections indicate.
Juju's back, Dap. Let's go. Big Ben and Juju.
All right, hopping into the next matchup here. You guys are playing. I think you skipped one, Dap. Yeah.
Yep, he did.
Playing. Projections are why. I looked at this and I was like, damn, Ross must not have someone in, but
I'm obviously not playing the Chargers defense.
Yeah, that'll change.
Yeah,
only 3 points. Only by 3 points.
That's what it was, but
it's not going to make it that much different.
Give him 105
points.
Give him 106.
Yeah. But still, high projections for the Rockers. I really think this game's going to come down to Thursday night for Ross, especially if he plays Hunt and OBJ. We've been talking about it. He's going to need a high-scoring game. I'm pretty sure that over-under is pretty low, but he's going to need it from those guys and then from Miles Sanders if he even plays. Edwards-Helaire looked great, but looking at the Rockers, I like this team. I mean, you got McCaffrey, Drake in a pretty good matchup, although Washington's D did look good.
They did.
Cup, Ingram, Rojo in a good matchup. I think you're going to need a lot from Miles Sanders and either Hunt and or OBJ as well. But I think this game's closer than the projections indicate. Got to give the nod to D Brown, though, and the Rockers sending the Pirates to a tough.
I mean, coming in 0-1, it's like you hate to be
It's must win.
This much of a favorite. You hate to be this much of a favorite going in 0-1 against Ross. Like he's a good manager. You never know what he's got up his sleeve. He might pull a trade. You never know. I mean, he's not much of a trader. He's not much of a trader, but I got faith in him to put his best lineup out there, regardless of what lineup he's working with. So I think it's going to be a dogfight.
Trust me, having two Browns on Thursday night, having the two Browns Thursday night is kind of making me sick to my stomach. But I just got a live update, breaking news. Michael Thomas is expected to miss several weeks, so we got Emmanuel Sanders. He could slide into my lineup. I could maybe hit up Sheen and be like, "You still want the Saints number 1?" So,
wow,
I'm gonna say this is definitely not the lineup we head into Thursday/Sunday with, but we'll see.
Michael Thomas expected to
close.
miss
I can see Ross coming out with it.
Let's
what
go.
Was that?
I said I could easily see you coming out with it. I said I think Dak in the Dallas game, I could see that going over 60 total.
Yeah.
I mean, the schedule makers, they knew how to do it. I mean, my two biggest rivals in this league are easily you two, and I feel like we always have epic battles. So I see it being very similar to the Pirates versus Warriors matchup last week.
Honestly, it's like
if you ask me.
plus 14.3 I'm seeing. It's like, give me the Pirates plus 14.
Feed me that.
I mean, come on.
A couple of units on that.
Seriously.
All right, let's move forward.
I believe this is me, right? Yep, I got it. All right, let's see. Yeah, so looking into this, Sandman, his boys are just really beat up. I can't see him starting Stafford. I was watching the games with him Sunday, and he was kind of facing the reality of, maybe I shouldn't have bought in that hard. He has Goff, who looked pretty good, but I mean, Lindsey's hurt, Connor's hurt, Galladay didn't even play last week. Scary Terry, we'll see if he can have a bounce back week. Same with Waller. But I'm liking Dim's team right now. If you're going to have your star running back at 31 carries, like he's going to put up fantasy points. And if DeAndre Hopkins going to catch 14 balls in a PPR league, he's going to put up fantasy points. And then, to add it off, he has the best player in football with Patrick Mahomes. So I like going into that. I think Dim's game shouldn't have been as close as it was because Michael Gallup should have had that catch, and I should have won my matchup. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to give the edge to Dim going in. I think the projections are pretty spot on. Kamara looks good. It looks like they didn't run the ball with him that much, but like this is how he's always been. When he touches the ball, he's special. So
you kind of want him to be more effective like he was.
Where he scored a TD and then they reviewed it.
Because then you know what? The next game he'll come in 16 carries, 85 rushing yards, and it's like then Kamara's hitting on every cylinder. That's when he's at his best.
Yeah,
Kamara looks good.
I think they both have some solid defenses too, and some plus matchups too. So that's always when the defenses come in and they get sneaky and someone snags it. I don't think there was a defense. The Saints scored a TD, but no one had them. So there was no defensive touchdowns in the Valley. So we're due for one this week.
Wow, that's a good stat.
And I can see it. I can see it coming from one of
pass.
these. I can see it coming from one of these two defenses.
Pat's defense last year just feasted for all. Ross had them picked up and then said, I'd rather have who? Was it?
It was the Bills. Good D. Just not.
Let's jump to this next matchup.
Okay. All right, this is me as well. We got the KKK, Matty Sheehan, very questionable. I think Kamish was saying he's going to have a word with him about that. But
I saw a hood and a robe in his closet the other night.
Come on, Sheehan. You got to know the times we're living in, and you're just going to go out and name your team this? It's like, come on.
Could be put on probation.
so I think I'm buying into the CD TDs again. I think Kittle's beat up. We just got the breaking news from Patrick Schefter that Michael Thomas is not playing. I've never been the biggest DJ Moore guy. I don't think I have his bench. I'm going to pull it up right here. So
Pull
he's
it up.
got.
Who's his wideout options? Because I'm not a DJ
I can't
Moore
pull it up
fan
on the
either.
screen.
He's got Landry.
He's got
love
Landry,
it.
Brandon
Don't love
Cooks.
it.
They're both questionable next to their name, and he's got Judy. I can see him having. Judy looked pretty good. I watched that whole game, but he also had two
He
drops.
He's got the rookie hands
ones.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hands for sure.
Yeah,
Especially if Silva comes back.
I'm going to give the edge to Mr. Grogan. I think Allen against Miami is a nice matchup. I don't think Saquon Barkley only rushes for 6 yards. I also think he finds the end zone. It looks like it's going to be Melvin Gordon's bell cow type job until Lindsey comes back.
Right.
We don't know what to expect out of Fuller and Chark. I think that's Lane's biggest question marks. But when you have that core five of Allen, Barkley, Gordon, Adams, Kelsey, like they could carry his team right there. So I'm going to give the edge to Grogs. 2-0 start for what we were talking about as the worst fantasy manager last week. Who would have thought?
And then that means Sheehan just 0-2 is like, wow, fantasy is kicking his ass as of late.
I think I got Sheehan the week after, I believe. So that would
wow.
If I go 0-2, oh my God.
I was joking when I said must win earlier, but that might be a
We're
must
looking too far ahead, but wow.
Yeah. I got to focus on who's playing Thursday night. But, yep, edge to CeeDees TDs.
All right, last matchup. What do you got, D. Brown?
All right, Trippers and the Warriors. Wow, can't get any tighter than this one. How about it? 1-0, 1-0. Is Kurt who's going to play at tight end? I can't see who Russell Wilson's playing. Anybody know who the Seahawks are playing?
The Pats, Sunday Night Football.
Oh, actually they are. Yeah, I can see that they're playing the Pats right there. Newton playing at Seattle, so that'll be a tough call. Who's he playing that game? But let's just take a quick look at it and see. I mean, I don't know. Josh Jacobs is going to be a stud this year. Possibly top 3 RB, top 5 RB. Like Josh Jacobs, I am believing in fully. But Carson Wentz, we'll see. Chaw, is he going to stick with Wentz? Allen Robinson, solid matchup. Calvin Ridley, game flow should definitely help him out. Which tight end is Chaw going to play this week? It was kind of a question mark last week. Who's your other tight end, Charlie? Higbee. Yep, Higbee. But I don't know. We'll see. Gronkowski, I don't really love his fantasy prospects this year. His outlook, I don't know. There's too many other tight ends on the Bucs that are like not better, but they're just gonna. It seems like maybe play. I mean, Gronk played a lot, but I don't know. We'll see if he can translate it into points. I think Chaw's gonna go 2-0. I think Chaw's gonna go 2-0.
He has Jonathan Taylor in instead of Ingram right now, so he's actually projected to have 107. But
he did put Taylor in.
He put Taylor in.
We'll see if he keeps that.
Is
He most likely will. Is
he gonna stick with Newton just to like keep making statements? Like I don't know.
Dude, I see him making a trade for QB.
Newton traveling across the country.
He's gonna have to make a trade because it's like at that point, where did he pick Wilson? It had to be 4th round.
It was
right?
It was. I picked Dak. He picked Wilson. Sheehan picked Kyler, and I think that was like the 6th round.
All right, so I mean,
It
who
was
knows
like right
what
in
else
the
he could have
stretch.
had, but
His bench is ass, except for he's got Madison, the handcuff cook, which is nice, and then Tyler Boyd, who's okay. Then Nikhil Jefferson and T. Higgins, who are just like all like young wide receivers, and Ingram.
Yeah, Chaw, I'm gonna be honest. I love your whole lineup except Wentz and Mixon. But I'm not the biggest Mixon fan. But I mean, the Browns are a stingy D line. But I love your whole lineup, other than those 2 guys. Really, I think you're gonna honestly end up dropping Carson Wentz. Is what I feel.
Well, so I thought about it.
We'll see. I mean, not this week, maybe not this week, but in the future, during this season, you'll end up probably dropping Wentz, unless he just comes to do a star. But it's like Jalen Reagor and Deshaun Jackson. I don't think he's going to be putting up too many.
I think looking at the rosters early on, I think Chaw has the hardest decision week to week on the flex spot because I played one and he had Woods, he had DJ, which ended up being the right call, but he had Woods, DJ, Edelman, I think there was
Hollywood.
Marquise Brown. Like there's a lot of guys there. That
Even
can slide
Deontay
up the
Johnson
flex.
last night looked pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no
Deontay.
there's no sure thing. Like Woods looked like it, but then again, who knows? It could be Edelman goes off, or
could be.
Marquise Brown has 150 yards and 2 TDs. Like that's, I mean, it's a good problem to have, but
That's a good bench right there, Hall. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's got to make
I
the
need a
right
QB,
decision every
boys.
week, or else.
Wow, I'm gonna be hitting Chall up for a
What's
flex.
the first
I think
trade of the
I have a tough
Valley gonna
flex
be?
call
Is
because
this
my
the
flex
man?
call is Ronald Jones or J.K. Dobbins, Ross, and it's like those guys. They might have a ceiling, but their floor is also really low. So
Yeah.
I mean, Chaw's got some riches at his flex.
All right. I mean, let's wrap it up. It's great to have the Valley back, boys. One thing me and Ross were just talking about, there hasn't been a trade yet. You want to predict the day that the first trade's going to go down?
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna try and hold tight on trades this year and try and see a new strategy. Honestly,
Bullshit.
unless I'm blown away,
I don't want to
I'm
hear.
gonna be holding tight.
Wow, it got dark in my room. Sorry about
Yeah,
that. But
we can't see the boss man now.
He is looking sketch. I think that means
That was creepy. But yeah, I mean,
But,
hey, it's
I'm
only
predicting. I mean, I'm trying to make a move this week. Nothing. I've had some discussions about a blockbuster, but I don't think that's going to happen. Everyone's kind of testing the waters with their players, but I think I'm going to hit Sheen up immediately with Emmanuel Sanders and see what we can do.
tomorrow, sometime between 6 and 7, it's going down. It might be me.
Wow.
That's it. That's all we got, folks. Stay tuned. Week 2 coming at you. We're out.
As of week 2, Rojo is still
Been real.
He won.
See you on the field, Rockers.
Let's go, Ross.